for legal or lawful permanent residents, better known as green card holders. So this exception would make it so that it does not include an individual, and they cannot target an individual who has been granted legal permanent residence or who has a pending adjustment of status application for legal permanent residence. And I would note, because in the questioning, we tried to get into the definition so I could see if I even needed this amendment or if I could withdraw it, but boy, oh boy, was that definition a challenge. So I will just point out that a permanent resident who traveled abroad, for example, and is returning to the United States, who then for some reason gets placed in removal proceedings at the airport, could then get paroled in or allowed in while their removal proceedings are happening. They won't be admitted, but they would still be a legal permanent resident, granted proceedings, but still fit in the definition of the bill. And I'm pointing this out to you because I'm one of those people that actually reads the small print, and the small print in this bill is problematic because they do not take into account the interaction with actual federal law, and they just say, oh, it has to be in conjunction with federal law. But we've seen in practice what that looks like. What that looks like is people's laws get violated. Lawsuits are filed to protect those people's rights, and while those lawsuits are pending, we pass more bad laws to cover up the lawsuits and limit liability. So in an effort to be preventative with the harm, as opposed to dealing with it on the back end, I offer this amendment very humbly to protect people who are legally in this country and have every right to be here, but are caught up in the definition of this interestingly bad bill.
Thank you, Representative Joseph, for explaining your bill. Before we go into questions, member, would you please welcome one of our own, former Speaker Pro Tempore, Senator Brian Avila. Welcome. Boost. Boost. Members, we're now open for questions of Representative Joseph and her amendment. Any questions of Representative Joseph in her latest amendment? Any questions? No questions. Are there any amendments to the amendment?
None of the desk.
Are there any substitute amendments?
None of the desk, Mr. Speaker.
Members, we'll go into debate regarding Representative Joseph's amendment. Who would like to debate? Any debate? Wave your hand if you'd like to debate. Representative Snyder, you're recognized for debate.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, just to be clear, this is a redundant and unnecessary amendment. Anyone under these statuses, if they have been granted a legal entitlement to be here, they would not be eligible for the program. So again, let's keep this open and accessible to as many folks who want to go to a sanctuary city as possible. Please vote down on the amendment.
From a very friendly member of the body. Other debate on no debate. Okay, we'll close debate. Members, please signify whether you support Representative Joseph's amendment. Oh, you're going to close. You're welcome to waive close, Representative Joseph.
Not for this one.
If you don't want to waive, you're welcome to do a regular close.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Very kind of you. So while the bill sponsor presents that it's redundant, and like I said, it could be if this was all just a political stunt, nothing's going to happen anyway. Or if actually things are going to happen, it's not redundant, and it's very important to make that difference because by the bill's own definition of what constitutes admitted, and you've heard the exchange between myself and the bill sponsor about that definition, these people with those two examples that I gave you would not count as admitted, but they are lawful permanent residents. They are green card holders. So if it's not actually needed and you're sure that it's redundant, then why not just accept the amendment to make sure that it's clear so people don't have to worry about it? If it's not a big deal, then just make sure it's in there to protect these people. That would be my request. And this, for my members here, this is the one we are going on the board on. So thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Representative Joseph having closing on her amendment. Members, all those in favor of supporting Representative Joseph's amendment, please say aye. All those opposed, say nay. Okay, the amendment fails. Seeing 5 hands, the clerk will unlock the board and we will record the votes. All members, have you voted? All members, have you voted? The clerk will unlock the machine and record the vote.
33 yeas, 81 nays.
Further amendments on the floor.
On the desk, Mr. Speaker.